So today I'm reviewing the Timeleak HD72B, which is an internal PCI Express video capture card. I won't be doing an unboxing since I've actually had this card since May 2016 and figured it was due for a review. It costs between $38 to $50 depending on where and when you get it. It also has a cheaper version, the Timeleak 72A, which is very similar except it's blue and doesn't have HDMI out, only HDMI in. But since the HD72B has both HDMI out and HDMI in, it allows you to capture video on your PC and view it on your TV at the same time, acting as a middleman, and can be left in that configuration without having to swap cables every time you want to use your console without capturing video, as long as your PC is on, resting, or hibernating. So the installation process is quite easy. It's very similar to installing a low-budget, low-profile graphics card. You simply place the card in a PCI Express slot and secure it to the case like you would a graphics card. The HD72B even comes with a low-profile faceplate. Before I leave the topic of installation, I want to mention PCI Express slots, because I had to figure this out the hard way. The PCI Express slots come in 4 variations. There's PCI Express times 1, times 4, times 8, and times 16, with PCI Express times 16 being more commonly used for modern graphics cards. But sound cards and video capture cards use these same slots but have less pins because they don't require as much intense data transfer as graphics cards, and so they are better utilized in PCI Express times 1 or times 4 slots. But what if you don't have a spare PCIe times 1 slot? For example, my motherboard only has 2 PCI Express times 16 slots and 1 PCI Express times 1 slot, but the times 1 slot is covered by my graphics card because of its width, rendering it useless. Well, there is a workaround. The slots are not required to be filled in order to work, meaning that you can put a times 8 pin card in a times 16 slot, or a times 1 card in a times 4 slot, and so on. While this may seem straightforward to some, I had never encountered this issue before and took a little too long before I found this information. So with that said, how does the card work and what are the features? The card can capture video at 480p, 720p, and has a max resolution at 1080i, which is similar to 1080p, but at half the frame rate at only 30 frames per second. The installation disc does not come with any video capture program, which I wish it did, and so the only way I've gotten it to work is by using OBS, but I'm sure it would work with other programs, I've just never tried. So to get it to work on OBS, you simply right-click over Sources and go to Add, then scroll down to Video Capture Device, name it whatever you want, and on the top under Device, make sure it's set to Timeleak HD Capture. I should also state that if you're capturing the Timeleak, you can't use your webcam. You can only have one video capture device running at a time, and the webcam acts as a video capture device. It's best to choose the same resolution of the video you're trying to capture, or you'll get some incompatibility issues. If you've changed the settings and it still isn't correct, stop recording or stop streaming, and stream or record again. Sometimes OBS needs to refresh these changes. And even though it only captures at 1080i, it will still output to 1080p to your TV with the HDMI out if you aren't capturing video. Overall, for $40 and no mess of wires, I would say it's well worth the price. Just be sure you have a slot available within your motherboard before you decide to purchase one. Thanks for watching.